Imagine being asked to give up your seat on a luxury private jet just because someone thinks you don't belong there. That's exactly what happened to one quiet woman when a pilot forced her to move for a so-called VIP, but what no one knew was she wasn't just another passenger. She was the one person who had the power to change everything. In seconds, what happens next will leave the entire plane in shock and teach a powerful lesson about respect and assumptions. If you enjoy emotional and powerful stories like this, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let's get started. Begins aboard a sleek private jet, preparing for departure from Los Angeles to New York. The cabin glows with soft lighting, and a handful of elite passengers settle into their plush seats. Among them sits a calm, well-dressed black woman near the front, quietly reviewing documents on her tablet. She draws little attention until the pilot steps out of the cockpit. Confident and slightly arrogant, the pilot scans the cabin with a critical eye. Moments later, a last-minute passenger arrives, a wealthy businessman known for his influence. The flight attendant rushes to accommodate him, but there's a problem: the only suitable seat is already occupied. Without hesitation, the pilot walks directly toward the woman. In a firm but dismissive tone, he asks her to give up her seat for the real VIP. The cabin falls into an awkward silence. A few passengers exchange glances. Some curious, others uncomfortable. But no one speaks. The woman looks up slowly, her expression composed and unreadable. She doesn't argue instead. She calmly asks if this is truly necessary. The pilot, growing impatient, insists, subtly implying she doesn't belong in such a premium space anyway. After a brief pause, she nods and begins gathering her belongings with quiet dignity. The flight attendant hesitates, sensing something isn't right, but follows the pilot's lead. As the woman walks down the aisle toward a less comfortable seat, whispers ripple through the cabin. The businessman smirks as he takes her place, completely unaware of the silent tension left behind. Meanwhile, the woman settles into her new seat, her calm demeanor unchanged, but there's a quiet confidence in her eyes that no one seems to notice. Yet the plane doors close, and within minutes, everything is about to change begins. Shortly after the plane reaches cruising altitude, the cabin has settled, but a strange tension lingers in the air. The woman who was asked to move now sits quietly in the back, observing everything with calm focus. Meanwhile, the pilot, satisfied with his decision, continues the flight with confidence, unaware of what is about to unfold. Moments later, a senior flight attendant receives an urgent message on her tablet. Her expression shifts instantly from routine professionalism to shock. She rereads the message, then glances toward the woman in the back. Without wasting a second, she walks quickly to the cockpit and knocks. When the pilot opens the door, slightly annoyed, she whispers something that completely changes his expression. His confidence fades. "Are you sure?" he asks, his voice suddenly uncertain. The attendant nods firmly and hands him the confirmation. The pilot's face turns pale. Within seconds, he steps out of the cockpit and walks down the aisle. No longer arrogant, but visibly shaken, the passengers notice the sudden shift. The businessman in the front seat looks confused as the pilot stops beside him, then moves past him. The entire cabin falls silent as the pilot reaches the woman. This time, his tone is completely different. Respectful, almost nervous. He apologizes, sincerely admitting a serious mistake and asking her to return to her original seat. The woman slowly stands, meeting his eyes with calm authority. Then in a steady voice, she reveals the truth. She isn't just a passenger. She is the owner of the aircraft and the company operating the flight. Gasps echo across the cabin. The businessman's confidence disappears instantly as he realizes what just happened. The pilot lowers his head, humiliated. But the woman doesn't raise her voice. Instead, she simply says that respect should never depend on status. As she walks back to her seat, the entire atmosphere shifts, this time filled with silence, respect, and regret.